Hello, my name is Ryan, and I have created this video hoping that it reaches someone who will find it helpful, even if only in a small way, to making their operation of a computer a more enjoyable and pleasant experience. Technology, moving at the pace as it is saying goodbye to things like phone lines and hello to online-only options. So, I have created this video to explain some common terms that you'll encounter when operating a computer, helpful features that can improve the accessibility of it, and a how-to section to show some uses for it. Our first common term relates to clicking a mouse. Here I have a funny little wooden mouse, but pressing one of its buttons would indeed be a click. On a normal mouse, though, it is split into half, and the leftmost side, when clicked, is called a left click. This will allow you to interact with an object that your cursor, the little white arrow or hand located on your screen, is hovering over. The right click is your second mouse option. This will generally open up a menu with its options being relevant to the program you are currently using. Then we have the double click, which is to press the left click button twice, rapidly in succession. Oftentimes, the faster you press this, the better. I like to aim for Staying Alive by the Bee Gees as a good beat. This is important as if you double click on an icon on your desktop, it will launch the program. The scroll wheel is next, and that's the tire-like protrusion that comes out of the mouse. You can move it up to move the page up and down to move the page down, as long as there is more content to see. After that, we have click and drag. Clicking and dragging involves left clicking, holding down that button, and then moving your mouse across the screen. This can allow you to do things like copy text or move an icon on the desktop. I'm sorry, I misspoke. Highlight text, not copy text. Copy text will be coming up very shortly. The Windows key is next, and the Windows key will allow you to open up a search bar. You can type things into this search bar, such as settings or pictures, and left-clicking on it with the cursor over top of that option will activate that option. Sometimes with using a keyboard, which is our next section, will run you into a situation where you must press multiple buttons at once. You may see something like CTRL P. And what that means is you press and hold down the Control key, then press the P key a singular time. I will show you here me doing that with pressing and holding the Control key and pressing the X key a single time. If you press Control +P, you can print a page as long as you're connected to a computer. If you press Control +C, you can copy text that you have highlighted using the click and drag method. And if you press Control +V, you can paste text that has been copied into a text window, such as an email. Next, there is helpful features. Our first helpful feature is adjusting the size of the mouse pointer. I found this very helpful in teaching, as oftentimes I'll lose track of where the mouse pointer is, and despite my best efforts to jiggle the mouse and move it on the screen, I can't find it. So, here is how I would adjust the mouse pointer size. I would begin by pressing the Windows key and typing settings into the search bar. Moving my mouse pointer over top of the settings option, I will left click on it, which will open up the settings window. I can then type in pointer size to the search bar, which is located in the top center of the screen, and choose the change mouse pointer size option. This will open up a mouse pointer screen where there is a slider that I can adjust to make my mouse pointer larger. You can just click on the slider, or you can click and drag on the little bauble that's attached to it. Note now that my pointer is significantly more visible and only gets more so as I increase the size. And then I will reset it back down to my usual size, as that is what is most comfortable for me. I would encourage you to find the size that is most comfortable for you. Text sizing is another feature that I've used to make my computer more easy to use. And I, by default, run with 200% text size so that things are much easier to read. In the same way that we resize the pointer, we begin by pressing the Windows key, followed by typing in Settings, clicking on the Settings option, then, in the search bar, typing in text size. After doing so, I select the Change the Size of Texts, Apps, and Other options with a left click. And under the Scale and Layout section, I can click Change Text Size and choose, in this case, 300%, which, as you can see, made everything much larger. You can also reduce the size should you find it too large, as I have just done now. Moving on from text size, we get to the how-to section, beginning with Google. Google is a search engine, and as a search engine, you can search categorically for things that you are interested in finding more about. Some people call it asking a question, but generally I find if you search more so the idea of what you are looking for, it can work much better. Such as in here, I'd like to find some Irish folk music, so I'm going to type in Irish folk songs. And there will be many results, but what I'm looking for, I'm not quite sure, so I'm going to scroll through, read what options I have, and when I see one that appeals to me, I will pick that one. The one I choose is irishfolksongs.com, which has a list of the most popular choices. Navigating the website with the scroll wheel, I read it a bit, and I can even left-click on a button to move to a different page within the website. Our next section that we'll be talking about is YouTube. YouTube is a wonderful feature. You can use it to look up music, how to play music, how to cook food, recipes. You can look at philosophy. You can see the ideas. You can learn science, space, chemistry, even find jokes. YouTube is a video repository, and as such, it is as varied as people. How I find it is in Google. I type in YouTube, Y-O-U-T-U-B-E, and left-click on the youtube.com option. Then there is a search bar at the top, and what I wish can be typed in. And just like how searching Google can find you things, YouTube can do the same, but specifically for videos. So I would like to listen to a song. So I start typing it in, and when the option I'm looking for comes up, I left-click on it. And thus I can listen to a music video. But maybe I want to play it on the piano. Why don't I try typing in how to play, start typing in the name of the song, and then picking the piano option from the list. And wouldn't you know it, just like that, even if I couldn't read sheet music, I could follow this diagram that shows what keys to press in what order. I highly recommend using this to look up recipes, as just like watching a cooking channel, YouTube is perfect for that. Email is a fantastic feature, as just like sending real mail, you can go from address to address and send pictures, videos, or letters to friends and family. I'll show you how to sign up for email. On Google, I click on the Sign In option in the top right corner. And in my case, I choose Use Another Account, but most often you'll just see the Create Account option. I enter in my information, and I am going to be entering in wrong information for this, though the astute of you may have noticed that I have let slip a little bit of my own information up till now, and followed by a birthday, and after that, left-clicking each frame that I'm moving through, I can pick my email address. And just like a physical address, this is how people will find you. I recommend picking something that's easy to remember, but also easy to communicate if talking over the phone. So I chose, I like cats, they're cool. But, alas, someone else also thinks cats are cool, And because of that, they have taken the email address. But there is still, I like cats, they are cool 32 as an option. So I will pick that instead. Then we pick a password. Your password should be a secret, but it should also be something you remember. You will have to enter it in the same time twice to make sure that you are indeed entering in the same password and that you haven't misspelt any of the password. One way you can make this easier is pressing the Show Password button. But beware, it must be a secret. Though, it seems that my secret is not capitalized in the second time. So fixing that, I can press Next, and we get some recovery options. I chose to skip these, but feel free to enter them in your personalized case. I then continue forward, accept the terms and conditions, and now have an email account, just like that. If I wish to access my inbox, which is just like going to the mailbox, you left-click on the Gmail button located in the top right corner of Google, and then you will be at your inbox. And the inbox will store all of the emails that you have received. Finally, I will show you how you can use your email to send a letter to a friend or a family member. You will need to get their email address, as that will be required to be typed in so the mail knows where to go. Left-clicking on the Compose button located in the top left corner of the screen, my email window will come up, and I can type in the email address that my friend has given me. After that, I can give the email a subject and then begin composing my letter. I do end up taking a couple seconds here, so I'd like to take this time to say that if you do have any further questions, do feel free to type them into the comments by scrolling down from this video, and I will do my best to get back to you. I'm almost done finishing the letter here, so I will then choose to attach a photo. To do that, by the blue Send button located at the bottom of the mail, I can choose the Paperclip Attach Files option, and then pick a photo that I would like to send. So I picked this one, and waiting a few seconds for it to finish uploading, I can then press the blue Send button, and off the mail will go to its intended target. This concludes the tutorial. I'd like to thank you so much for giving it a watch, and I do hope that it's helped in some way. I hope you have a fantastic day, and you have my best wishes. Cheers.